What's up, everybody? This is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog coming to you guys today. It is a Wednesday, and we got some land flipping and tax deed information for you guys. Listen, if you caught the earlier email, or if you're in any of our Facebook groups and you saw the link, I told you prepare yourself and bring good questions. Now, we know Housing Rule 101. Drop your city and state in the chat so we know where you guys are coming from and we can connect with you. I'm going to introduce Ray and Jay to you today. Acre Boys. Listen, I ran into them at Invest Fest. They were knowledgeable, presentable. They followed up with me. I said, "Man, I'm slacking." So listen, I want to guys to introduce you guys to these great gentlemen. And you guys, we always let the guests introduce themselves one by one to the audience. Go ahead.
Well, we're duo, so we have like a duo thing going. My name is Ray.
My name is Jay.
And clearly we are the
Acre Boys.
Mm-hmm. And so, where do we get this Acre Boys name from, and where are you guys located?
Acre Boys came from, the land space is not the most sexiest space on the face.
For sure.
When you hear about land. So we was like, if we're gonna present this to the public, we want to try to have something that will catch people's attention, something that had a little pizzazz to it. So we came up with the Acre Boys because we deal with a lot of acres and a lot of land. So Acre Boys, hence the name came from that. And we're located in the great state of New York.
For sure.
Not the great state of New York. Now, y'all know I do the most razzing of New York and California, but somehow, some way, we get the most New York and California sales and students to our events, and I love it. So we give you guys a hard time, but what we always, it's a good time. And again, for my New York students who always are in the chat, this is a great opportunity for you guys to learn how to invest across the United States. So just a quick shout out to our people coming in. We got some Killeen, Texas, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Savannah, Lord, can I read? Georgia, Fort Lauderdale, Atlanta, New Orleans, Chicago. Welcome in. So, and someone already said, I found them on IG a while back. So glad you brought them on for sure. Someone said Augusta, Georgia. All right. They tight. Great to have them on the show.
All right.
We got Buffalo, New York, Detroit. Now let's go ahead and kick it off. Now, you know what's going on in our economy. People are like, I can't afford a house. I don't know what to do with my excess money. I don't know where to invest. What made you guys stumble onto land?
Well, the truth be told, we tried a lot of things. And, as time went on, I've been in the real estate before. I've done all kind of work before. I've done blue collar work. I've been a mortgage broker. I was a garbage man, mortgage broker. I've done all different kind of things in real estate. We flipped houses and all different kind of things like that, right? And one thing was the common theme that nobody ever talked about was land. Everything was house focused, but and anybody knows the foundation of anything is the actual land that the house actually sits on. So really, that's the primary asset. So we started out just looking for information. So where do we go? YouTube University. That was the first place that we started looking. We started looking on YouTube University. We found some people and just started asking questions, pretty much just started asking the questions about that space. We always call the land business the industry that's been hidden in plain sight. Our mentors who brought us inside of this space, I mean, they were making so much money on an asset class that we knew nothing about. You know what I mean? So we decided to study under some people, and that was just our first introduction to the actual land space. Yeah.
I love it. The famous quote, buy land, they're not making any more of it, right?
They're not making no more. That's right.
I'm here in Texas, and there are places that people are like, oh, nobody lives out there. I've been out here 10 years, and all of a sudden it's like everybody lives there now.
That's right.
Right? There are spaces you could drive on I-35 and it'd be empty for miles and miles, like a cactus rolling across the road. Now there's houses and apartments and everything you can think of up and down I-35.
For sure.
And that's how the process works. That's what we be trying to tell people is that, what happens when you can't build anymore inside of these city limits. They push out, just like you just mentioned about Texas. 10 years ago, it was different. 10 years later, it's going to be even more different. 50 years later, it's going to be even more different. When they can't keep continuing to stuff houses in the area, they're going to push out further and further. Same thing like in Atlanta. For the record, too, nobody lives in Atlanta. Everybody lives around.
That's
Atlanta,
right.
That's just true. And you're going to see that even there. You're going to see that new subdivisions keep popping up all around Atlanta, and it's going to keep going further and further out. It'll be 30 minutes away from the heart of the city. Then it's going to move to 40. Then it's going to move to 50. They just keep building out, and they'll keep building out. And that's why rural vacant land is the thing that's not talked about, because they don't want you to know about it, because that's the next thing that they're plotting on is rural vacant land.
Sure, for sure.
So what did you guys, you guys are in New York, and a lot of people say, man, it's just so hard to buy in New York and can't get anything done there. Where did you guys start looking first to buy land?
Yeah, for sure. Remember how we said the great state of New York? We started out in our tax deed journey in Arkansas. We bought, hundreds of properties in Arkansas, or whatever the case may be. Now, keep in mind, the land space, I don't know if people know or not, it is completely virtual. We've done over 400 transactions, and only one property we've actually seen in person. We can get to that later. That's our biggest deal that we've ever done. But most of these things happen virtually. So what our mentors taught us at that point in time is how to go ahead and find these properties at these tax deed auctions, go ahead and do the proper due diligence with these properties. And back in these days, we were buying these properties for $50. You know what I mean? So we were buying pieces of land from the Arkansas auction for $50, turning around and selling them anywhere in between $1,800 and $3,000. And we bought hundreds of these properties. Now, this is why we always say an opportunity that's been hidden in plain sight, because previously, before, when our mentors had been there in about 20 years, they were buying properties for $50 and selling them for $10,000, $15,000 back then. And they got rich, and they got rich fast, doing that. You turning around 7, 8, 9 of those properties a week, for 10, 15 years, it's significant.
Everybody got $50.
$50 ain't even. See, this is the thing. When I be meeting older people, I be like, y'all should own half this country. What's going on?
That's what I'm telling you.
That's the first thing I be thinking when I meet older people. Why don't you buy up half this country?
Sure.
So you never flew into Arkansas. You never even went to Arkansas. You just like on everything virtual.
I feel like I know Arkansas like the back of my hand, because I bought and sold so many properties there. So after a while, you get from looking on a map for a whole year straight, you start to feel like you know the area. So I do know what's considered the good side and what's considered the bad side, because I studied the area. So I do feel like I have some type of attachment forever to Arkansas, because that was our start, and it was a hell of a start. Anytime that you could buy for $50, our biggest spread from Arkansas was we bought a 1 acre for $100 that we sold for $4,200. So Arkansas has been really kind to us.
True. Arkansas making y'all rich. Okay.
Yeah. Arkansas was a beautiful place for us. Beautiful place.
So out of the 350 land flips, bulk of it Arkansas, or just the start was Arkansas?
Start was Arkansas.
Gotcha.
The start was Arkansas for sure. We started out in Arkansas, and I don't know how fast we want to move through the trajectory, but
you're fine. Take your time.
Yeah, we started out in that tax deed space. Once, of course, we got proof of concept, we got introduced to a whole nother philosophy, which is basically direct to owner, which is where the real substantial profits come in at, right? Because once you're going direct to owner, and I'll break it down a little, because I don't know if everybody's familiar with tax deeds or not. When you're investing in tax deeds, you get what is called a quit claim deed. Yep. A quit claim deed is going to go ahead and transfer ownership to that new party, right? So based off of that quit claim deed, you're never really able to sell at full value unless you go ahead and do something which is called quiet title. Once you get quiet title, that will allow you to go ahead and sell that property and have a warranty deed, which means somebody will be able to build on it from there, right? But when going directly to the owner, which is a much more powerful transition, because now we're buying these properties with a warranty deed. It's already has the full value when we actually come in on the acquisition side. So it's a major difference in between. We call tax deed entry level land investing, and we call the other side of that, which is the direct to owner, we call that advanced level land investing for sure.
For sure. So everybody in the chat, I already see some of you guys said the link didn't work. I apologize. I put another link in. Test that link and let us know. We always love you guys' feedback. That the show just started 9 minutes ago. Y'all clicking on the link. Hold on. Wait a minute. We gonna get y'all to it. Okay. But definitely like the show and drop a 1 in the comments if you're enjoying the commentary already.
For sure, for
And
sure.
so, in this journey,
Mhm.
most people are gonna say, man, I would love to buy something for $50. You see them saying $50, but most people are like, I don't have that much money. Can I start with $1,000? Can I start with $5,000? How can I start?
So we tell people, right? We do both. We teach both still
Mhm.
currently. We teach how to go the tax deed route. We teach how to go direct to owner. The only difference, the major difference, is that you're going to make significant more money in the higher tier package. In the tax deed space, it's a good way to come in, especially if you're like you're working with nervous money, right? It's an excellent place to start. $50 buys are very rare these days. You still can catch some here and there, but however, we do find regularly $300 deals. We just did a
Right.
training 4 days ago. My group are buying $600 deals for $600 that you're going to turn around and sell for 3,000.
I love it.
500 you're going to turn around and sell for 3,000. These are common deals in the tax deed space. So this is less than some people's outfit, $500 to go and make $3,000. So when we start talking about these denominations, I get a little passionate because I don't want to hear that we don't have $500 to turn around and go make $2,400. And if not, then we're doing something wrong. Or everyone wants to be in business, or everyone wants to be an investor. But if you can't budget $500 to take a educated risk, right?
Mhm.
We're dealing with the earth. We're dealing with land. We're not dealing with something that's high risk. This is
Right.
land. And we show you how to evaluate it. And in fact, we break it down to a T. We show you what it's worth. For instance, like in these trainers, they have what they have assessed value. This is what the
Mhm.
county says the property is worth, not what we even think what the property is worth.
Right.
So the county, you look at the list, the county is saying, give me $500 for a property we believe is worth $5,000. Acre boys, we don't go by assessed value. We go by what the market is doing. So if the market is selling for $5,000, that's what we believe the value is. Because unbeknownst to most people, county assessments in the land space are not done regularly. They're not done
Right.
every year, unlike the housing markets.
Oh yeah.
Don't do assessments to every 5 years, some every 10 years.
North
So
Carolina was every 8 years,
every 8
Every
years.
8 years, right.
but they got behind because of COVID. So
Yeah, right, for sure.
So we don't use the county assessment. We go by what the market is selling for. But at $500 for a piece of earth with a house on one side, vacant land in the middle, and a house on the other side, without knowing much about the land space,
Yeah.
you know it's going to be some value there.
Yeah,
for sure.
And like we say all the time, Ericka, when we're talking, right? That's what we was talking about with the kids that we mentor, right? A lot of these kids stand online and get Jordans for $400 or $500, different things like that. You see, we've been taught in reverse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's part of the problem. So when we come in and tell them, listen, I'm gonna show you how to go ahead and buy an asset for $500. How about you make that $3,000, go buy a pair of Jordans, and then do some more investing? You see, but when you've been taught the opposite way, you're doing basically what we all do is mimic and model our environment. But if you don't have those things that are in front of you, that's going to show you another way, most people, unfortunately, will probably be doomed to that kind of thing.
For sure. And it's really just a great way I love teaching younger people is how can I afford it? Not that, our parents used to say, I can't afford it. We ain't got McDonald's money. We ain't got this money. We don't have Jordan money. My biggest challenge to my nephews is how can we afford it? And people here on the show know for a while now, my nephew's 16 going on 17. He's had a lawn care business for like 3 years.
Okay.
This kid's got like 10 grand in his bank account. We be like, let me borrow some money. He's like, "No, I'm saving this money." But he buys and sells trailers. He'll go on Facebook Marketplace. He needed something to carry his lawn care, and he would buy one. He'd paint it. He'd take care of it, and then he'd resell the other one. And so, you look up, kids are smart enough to figure out how can I afford it if we ask them the right questions. How can we? And so I put in the comments, if you guys could buy land for $500, drop a 2 in the comments, because I know we got $500, right? Some people got some new iPhones right now. They got $500
for sure, and that's way more than $500.
I want to give your audience something very tangible that
For sure.
they can do, right? Outside of the Acre Boys, right? Head over to Bid for Assets. That's the site that we always give people. Go to Bid for Assets, type in land in the search engine. Once you type in land, a list of land is going to come up. It'll have a price, toggle the price because it'll take it from the most expensive to the least expensive, and then it'll take it from the least expensive to the most expensive. Start from the least expensive, and you'll see indeed yourself that opening bids are starting at $1, then it goes to $50, then it goes to $100, and it goes all the way up to $200,000. So that's entry level investment because you can get in just pretty much at any denomination. There you go, right there. Bid for assets. If you type,
listen, we gonna show it.
Listen, you quick on your feet, Ericka. You quick on your feet now.
Now, the only problem when you get there, most people don't know what they're looking at.
Right.
So it deters them. That fear kicks in, and they say, well, I see the numbers that you're speaking about, but how do I know what's a good piece to invest in?
Right.
And that's when you're going to have to start to seek some guidance, some mentorship, and some people that can put you on the right track to make you comfortable with investing.
Yeah, for sure. Because the due diligence process, that's the most important part. Because, somebody came to us the other day and said, hey, I've been watching you guys on Instagram and all. Listen, I bought a piece of land. And I said, well, email it to us. We'll check it out. They bought a landlocked piece of property. You see, it's one thing, they didn't actually know what they were doing, but they were so excited about the process that they just jumped in and bought something that pretty much has no value. And the reason why it's going to have no value because the property has no access to it, unless you were able to go ahead and get an easement from the neighbors or whatever the case may be. Yep. And that would probably be, a challenge depending on what kind of
neighbors
dealing with or whatever the case may be. But this is why education is so important. You start with getting educated first. You get the proof of concept. We tell everybody, get the proof of concept first. Do some our way first, and then once you have that proof of concept, you can go ahead and make it your own from somewhere. But start off with a base. A house starts from the foundation. You don't start, at the upper floor. You know what I mean?
Ericka, if you type in land, it should have a search engine on that site.
For sure.
The top search bar, if you type in land, it should pop up.
Someone said, "Can I buy and hold?"
For sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you buy, it's yours to do what you like. If you want to buy and hold, or if you want to buy and sell, it's absolutely yours to do what you like.
Which search bar did you want me to put it in? I'm sorry.
I can't really see that well.
Oh, look. Can I make it bigger? Can you guys see?
You can try the one up top that says go.
Okay. Up here, go. Alrighty. I put land in it. Is that what you said?
Yeah, just land.
Okay. I think it's frustrated with me. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if we do like this. Let me do real estate. Let's see if that'll do it. Sometimes you got to play around with some of these sites.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Bam. There we go.
There you go.
There you go.
It should be something that says current bids or somewhere with the price, and you have to toggle it, and you'll see. What are these bids? I can't really see the screen though.
Oh, we can't get y'all. We want y'all to see. Let me see if I can make it any bigger for y'all. Hold on, let me get this off here. Boom. Let me see if I can zoom it in. Hold on, I'll zoom it in for you. Boom, boom, boom. What about that?
Just go down on the current bids.
Got a preview. We got $101 right here.
350, 150, 151. These are entry level bids. $151, $150, $350, $100.
And yeah, and that's the part. Most
505,
people.
Florida.
That's right. Florida. That's right. Yeah, for sure. Most people
more Florida down here. PA.
For sure. Yeah. Most people are typically unaware that you can use land as an asset class in order to be actually consistent with income. Most people heard of, stocks, Forex, crypto, but when we always tell them about the land space, they have no idea what we're talking about when we tell somebody we invest in dirt. I mean, that's really what we do. We invest in dirt. We take undervalued dirt and sell it for full market value. That's pretty much what we do in a nutshell. And it has tangible and it has real value to it because a stock can go to zero tomorrow. We've all seen what crypto has done. It's a big dance. I mean, one of our advisors told us, even when we were messing with crypto a little bit, told us don't put anything more than 2% of your portfolio into that because it's extremely volatile. You know what I mean? Different things like that. But when you're talking about land that has real intrinsic value, land can never go to zero. It doesn't work that way. This is a substantial asset class that always appreciates with value. It always has since the beginning of the time.
You know, you guys, I want to give a shout out to them because somebody already said giving away the secrets. That website is dope. You can be buy artwork there. You guys, if you're any of my mastermind classes, this is one of the ones we kept on the quiet, and so yeah, they done came and dropped it for y'all. So enjoy. I put it in the
Well,
comments.
I do apologize about
No, you good. No. We want people to feel like they came and got something. Okay,
Right,
I want you to
right,
feel it.
sure.
We in our space, there's over 3,000 counties across the country. So
Right.
that's tax deeds. Tax deed counties are going to be different from tax lien counties. So it's over half of them are tax deed counties. So there's over 15 to 1,800 counties to play in. These lists are endless. So Bid for Assets is one public site. It's not even a concentrated site that focuses on land.
Right.
They sell several things on Bid for Assets.
Oh,
Most
for sure.
places that we do training on is just focus strictly on land.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah. Someone said Arabs own all the vacant land where they live in Buffalo, New York. Hey, man, you got to get in where you fit in. That's what I tell people.
Listen, as long as you know how to target it, you can go ahead and pick up some of that land too.
But Eric, I don't want people to think that just tax sales and tax liens is just the gist of the land space, because totally it's not. Those Arabs that he's mentioning, you just have to know how to get in front of them. You have to know where they are, where their land is located at. The Arabs, they want to sell too. That's the reason why they bought it. Right. It's just you have to find out what they own, present them an offer, and that's what we teach. We teach in our higher program, we teach how to go after land of any denomination and of any size. Now, when you're dealing with auction properties, you're going to be going after more than likely infill lots, INFILL. Those are going to be in residential areas more than likely. But when we specialize in buying rural vacant land, everything outside of the city limits. I really don't like things inside of the city limits. I find it more attractive things that's outside of the city limits, because outside of the city limits, you can do whatever you like to do with the land. Most people think that buying land, you only can do one thing, and that's build a structure on it. But our favorite type of land that we buy is agriculture, and those people come in and they like to do camping, they like to do RVing, they like to do hunting, all kind of things. Everything else, build on four-wheeling.
That's right.
All of those things. And that's our number one selling piece is agriculture land, not residential land.
Yeah, for sure. Because outside the city limits, typically there's no zoning. Inside of the city limits, there's typically zoning. So a lot of our buyers like to go ahead and do whatever they want to do with the property. So we target outside the city limits. And just because a lot of that land out there goes unwanted, and that's one of the reasons why we typically are picking these properties up for 25 to 30% on the dollar. And what a lot of people don't know, familiar with days on market, you know what I mean? That's how long the property is sitting on the market versus being sold. And a lot of these rural communities, the days on market are just as low as some of these urban communities, but most people don't know that. They're always looking at, because when you come from urban environments like where we come from, you're so used to seeing everything so close that it's like you think you get in your mind that everything is like that. But in every state, I don't care where you are, once you go outside of that urban place, it gets rural, and it gets rural fast. Most of the country is rural and it's vacant.
I just tell people drive an hour outside your city.
Yeah, for sure. Just drive outside.
Drive an hour outside your city. Be surprised.
Sure. When I used to ride down south with my parents, I used to see all this land out here. But when you don't have an awareness of something, you don't really understand. So all I see is dirt. And I was like, well, in my mind, I'm like, well, who would want that? But I'm unaware at that point of timber value. I'm unaware at that point of what you can do for farming. I'm unaware of all of these different things. So unless you can assess value to what you're seeing, it's highly likely that you'll unvalue that because you don't even know what you're looking at.
I tell people if they ever are confused about rural land, I would say, what's the biggest craze going on right now? It's glamping and camping in the woods. My friend works for Dale, and they actually, for their middle management, got them to a glamping location in an hour and a half outside of Dallas.
Right.
So they got them out here in the woods,
Right.
camping.
You said a couple of key things. The most desirable land is going to be an hour and a half to 2 hours away from a major city.
That's right.
Yep.
If you can land a piece an hour and a half, 2 hours away from a major city, that is going to be highly attractive land. That's what people are looking for. They don't want to be in the heavy urban areas where it's crowded at, but they don't want to be too far from it either.
Sure.
That term came into play. Those are called Zoom cities. That came into play with COVID-19 when everybody had to work from home. I know in New York City, when COVID was going on for the first time in my life, there was nobody in New York City, not a soul.
They got ghosts on y'all.
Yeah, so Zoom cities became widely popular, and that's why still to this day it's one of the most desired pieces of land you can find. Hour and a half, 2 hours away is a great location to target and buy.
Yeah, because what was happening at that point, especially how it is right now, the price of housing and everything like that, people started to get in their mind, and the data shows the same thing. It says, well, why am I going to stay here when I can go outside of city limits, but have a better quality of life, more room, and I can go ahead when I need to do my shopping, entertainment, all that, drive an hour, 45 minutes, or maybe an hour and a half and get back into town and do all those things and still live a life more cheap than in those urban places. So it's definitely, the trends are still showing the same thing. Those rural communities are showing up solid.
Oh, for sure. What I tell people is all the time is if you look at the movement, even on TikTok, Instagram, a lot of the van life people transition to rural areas.
Yes.
Like they were still an hour within a city, but they transitioned to rural areas. You know, they built the little cabins. You know, they did the little accessories out there because they had less restrictions on what they're building.
There you go.
Right. That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
No restrictions outside of the city limits.
That's right.
And so it's a big money maker. What people kind of overlook, a big money maker is lately right now in these areas is people, what we would call, I'm from the Carolinas, sharecropping, where they're leasing on somebody's farm and they're like, oh, can I lease this piece of your farm? And people is a resurgence of that, right? Where it's just, they see vacant land. They like, can I borrow this piece? Can I stay on this piece? Can I lease this piece? And you'll see a lot more of that coming up for sure in the years to come. So you guys here, this is the Acre Boys with the 2 Z's. Okay, watch out now. About to be Nelly time. Okay.
Right.
The locks up in here or something. I was like, let me go New York. What's a New York become rap band? I had to think for a second.
Right. You said the locks.
You know, I listen to country music, so I'll be like, you know, them bands, you know, them bands.
Right.
Okay, so it's like right here on their website, you guys, it's super, super nice and shiny. You know, they be having nice websites, y'all. I'll be having country looking stuff. We teach you how to find and flip land, find land for under 30% of value and get started with less than $1,000. So when people come on this website, they're excited. You know, what should they expect? Should they expect weekly trainings, monthly trainings? What should they expect from you guys if they join with you guys today? What are they thinking when they work with you?
Well, we don't let anybody come in our program and be left alone. We absolutely provide training. We train every Wednesday. When we get off of this call, we're going straight into a training. We train every Wednesday at 7 p.m. And I got to give a big shout out to my group, which is called Land and Legacy, because they are, pardon my French, kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah.
Buying a lot. We just left the Michigan auction. That auction ends in 3 days. My group bought about 30 properties from that group. Just to name a few, we had one young lady. The one thing I love about my group is that many of them are first timers, no real estate experience, and definitely no land investing experience. So we had a young lady, she came in and she bought 15 properties from the Michigan auction for $300 a piece. She's now working on selling those properties for $2,500 a piece. I had another gentleman. Big shout out, Seiko. If you ever see this, I'm shouting you out on this platform. He came in and he bought 3 properties, one for $500, sell for $3,500. And check this one out. He bought for $1,500 for a property that's worth $45,000.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. And that property he's keeping, he's going to go ahead and do short-term rentals for that. It's going to throw a little structure up on there and do short-term rentals because it's not too far from a real popular lake that's inside of Michigan. So the deals are there. It's just a matter of having the tools and resources in order to go ahead and find them.
Yeah, and back to the question, you're gonna definitely get the knowledge. If we can't do anything else, we can show you how to buy a piece of land. That's for sure.
That's right.
So you get the knowledge, you get the expertise, and you'll come into a great environment of investors that loves to help each other. It is a family group, and And if me and Jay can never answer your question or can't get to your question at the time, the group has been with us now going on, 8 or 9 months. So they jump right in and they handle anything that me and Jay can't get to in a timely fashion.
Yeah, for sure. And I just want to touch
we
on.
got a couple questions. Let me
Yeah, sure,
pull them
let's
in.
go.
I know y'all got time, but let me just pull them in real quick. All right. Someone said most of them NYC moved to Connecticut during COVID.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Someone said I recently saw a video of a Japanese hotel made completely out of shipment containers on a piece of land.
I saw that video too.
Yes, absolutely.
Somebody said Courtney is the GOAT. Okay.
Yeah. That's somebody inside of our program. Yeah, Courtney. Yeah, she's doing big things inside of our program for sure.
Thank you, John, for the 199 super chat. He said, "How are y'all marketing the land?"
Huh.
You can tell how much you can or can't. Go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. I give you something crazy, right? That you probably won't believe. Depending on what land we're selling, but I'm gonna give you one resource right now, which is killer when it comes to land. Facebook Marketplace. It is a killer when it comes to land. And because you're able to segment it and target it down inside of those areas, you can join groups that are inside of those places. And a lot of our buyers come from Facebook Marketplace.
We sold 70% of our land on Facebook Marketplace.
Right.
Ooh, yeah.
That's right.
People be on there, man. Listen,
I tell
people be on Facebook. People sleep on Facebook. People like, oh, Facebook's bored. No, and I'm like, nah, people would make money off Facebook. We just created one of my Facebook groups on Facebook, and it jumped up to 10,000 people in the Facebook group in less than 7 weeks. So I tell people all the time, don't sleep on Facebook. It's a lot of very powerful.
And let me just drop another jewel about Facebook Marketplace. There's some things that you want to do when dealing with Facebook Marketplace to make yourself a credible seller. I mean, that's the whole game, is you have to be credible. Because when you become a new investor and you're selling things for the first time, it's 2023. A lot of people have dealt with scams and being taken advantage of. So you have to get yourself credible, and you have to get yourself credible quick. If you're not on the marketplace now and you're opening up a marketplace page today, that dates you, right? People go and they see your page, and if you just opened up the page recently, red flag. I may not want to buy from that person. So open up your page immediately first, so that you'll have your timestamp attached to your page. Second, once you get a sale, get the person that you sold it to leave feedback, to give you 5 stars. Facebook Marketplace has ratings. We have a 5-star rating. And that's why when people come, they'll see the date, they'll see the 5-star rating, they'll see the testimonials from people that we dealt with. These are all the things that you're going to need to be a credible seller on Facebook Marketplace.
For sure.
Man, you guys, listen, they're giving y'all a lot of the secrets, man. They're giving y'all the sauce. Y'all don't understand. Like, as a person who goes on Facebook Marketplace daily looking for stuff.
For sure.
They're telling you.
Definitely.
I love it. They've got testimonials here. You guys can hear from their students. You guys can check out a lot of the information they have. Don't take my word for it. Research them for yourselves. That's what I tell you. Anytime somebody comes on the channel, come check them out. Come look them up. Listen, they know they're from New York. Okay, we got a Yankees hat and a New York hat. We can find them. If they run off on y'all, we can go find them. Okay, they gonna let you know where they from. All right. Okay. I'll be messing with people from New York, but I'm gonna be up there in a little bit to look at the Christmas tree. They be making fun of me for coming to see the Christmas tree. I don't care. But yeah, listen, you guys, the reason I tell you this is because so many people are looking for ways to get into land. They're like, how can I get into land? I've brought on people to show y'all how to do new construction in cities and states, but a real big number, I tell y'all, there's 2 different things you got to learn about any business and any way to make money is you need fast money, you need slow money.
Right.
Now, most of you go to your job, you're working every day, but you realize, man, inflation's happening. Grocery bills are getting higher. I need to invest this money to make it grow. How can I do it? Assets. Ever since we came off the gold standard since 1971, that is what we have to do. You have to be investing in assets that you can buy or sell if you need to. Most people ain't going to sell their house tomorrow, but if they got some land from their cousin Ray and them, they're going to let that land go first. Okay?
That's right. That's right.
And that's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to have a lot of assets that if your family gets in a financial crunch, you can let those assets go for a discount or full price, your choice.
Definitely.
So that's the problem. Most people don't have any assets to sell, so they get in crunches and sell the things that their home, their kids' toys on Facebook Marketplace, all kind of stuff. I'm like, get to the real assets. Somebody said, I just sold a lot 3 days ago on Facebook. Congratulations.
That's right.
Congratulations.
That's right.
I love
That's
it.
right. That's right.
Congratulations.
That's right. That's
Tim the
it.
trucker said y'all bringing the fire.
Okay. All right.
Gave y'all
All
the
right,
fire
Tim.
emoji.
I want to talk about just real quick, briefly, about another reason why we choose to stay inside of the land space, because inside of our space, it's less competition inside of the land space. Here's the raw numbers across the country. There's about 150 million realtors across the country. They dealing
Wait,
with
how many?
About 150 million realtors across the country.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead.
And they're dealing with a pool of about 500 million homes across the country. Realtors do really well. We all know that, right? Realtors still do well in the crowded space. But inside of the land business, it's less than 10,000 investors inside of the land space. And we have the opportunity to pull from a whopping 1.9 billion acres. So there's a huge upside in why we choose land. And we don't have to deal with any tenants. We don't have to deal with roofing, plumbing, electricity, no lock boxes, no sheetrocks. We don't have to deal with that. No runs to Home Depot. We buy it as is and we sell it as is. If a meteor lands on the land and puts a hole in the ground, we fill it back up with dirt and it's back to being valuable. If you knock the trees back down, we plant some seeds, the trees will grow up eventually and it's back to being valuable. And it's only an asset that appreciates, as Jay stated earlier.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
So someone said, hey, thank you, Edmund Carter. Shout out, everybody. Give a 1 in the comments to Edmund Carter. He just signed up for the webinar. Give him a 1 in the comments.
We'll see you tomorrow, brother.
You go. All right. Do you guys also help with buying parking lots, especially in the boroughs? The Bronx has space.
Yeah. Well, here's one thing about the Bronx, right?
Okay.
The Bronx is going to be very, very, very expensive. The reason why we tend to focus on these rural markets so much is because we are put ourselves in a position where we're able to get these things significantly under market value. When you're dealing with like New York and different things like that, most of the people tend to in these areas know what they have. So without an extreme circumstance that most likely doesn't happen a lot of the times, without an extreme circumstance, they're not going to sell it with what we would typically like to purchase that thing for. This is why most of our focus is in rural communities. So the Bronx having a park lot, even though it'd be super profitable, that's 100% for sure. It's super profitable, but the odds of giving it for extremely under market value, not likely as far as the area is concerned.
Okay, for sure. And here's the problem. This is what I tell people. We get so comfortable where we live. We want to, I see this opportunity right here. And this is, again, where I talk about fast money versus slow money. Do you have the money to invest in the Bronx, the boogie down Bronx? You know what I'm saying? Do we have it? We if you don't have it, then you need to be looking for outside opportunities. You need to be looking for further than, just the 45-minute drive right where you live. I have a friend who bought properties. It's Upper New York. It starts with an A. It's I guess an hour from New York City. I think they ride a train to go to it. Albany? It's close, but it's another name. But it's another name.
Okay. Allegheny. They got so many.
Allegheny.
Okay.
Allegheny. Right. Okay. Allegheny. And so it's one of those things where you tell people you have to look a little bit outside of your front door.
For sure.
Just a little bit outside your front door. You get some options. I personally drive Upper New York and Vermont, and also I go to where Lake Placid is, and then I drive over. It's a whole little thing I do every year to catch the leaves. It just is a thing. And I would see so many little lake towns with for sale signs and little side of the road. Ain't nobody even over there for sale signs. So there's all these opportunities in rural areas. I strongly suggest you don't overlook them. And a lot of the Airbnbs I stayed at when I was in Upper New York, I was so pleasantly surprised by the area. So you guys have to give yourselves options to grow, not just right beside your back door, but like other areas. So
1 second, Ericka, what did I say? Did I say 150?
You said 150 million something. Okay, and I was like, did he say realtors?
1.5. But however you look at 1.5
right.
10,000 land investors, there's a huge disparity.
Okay, got you.
Right.
He said land investors, y'all, not realtors, land investors.
Land investors.
Y'all from up north, you're talking fast. They get nervous. Nah, I heard what you said. I was like, I think he meant 15 or something to that effect. But that's okay. We rocking with you. We got you. If you guys have enjoyed the content, drop a 1 in the comments. These guys are coming in. They got to work later. They got to talk to their people later. Their students is kicking their butt. Just messing. So listen, you guys, Michigan by itself, I had to just finish paying my property taxes earlier this month, make sure I got the cutoff before the auction time. So
For
it's
sure.
very important.
Did you participate in that auction?
I didn't. I have two students who did though,
Okay.
because they were like, Erica. I'm like, girl, I'm sitting over here minding my business. But
Right.
I
Right.
tell people, what is October, November, December? Most people think October, November, December is Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. And I tell people it is one of the hottest times of the year to buy tax liens and tax deeds in most cities and states. Because while you're out shopping, we're shopping online. You know what I mean? While you're out looking for some other stuff, people
Mhm.
got to finish their 1031 exchange for the end of the year. People got to
That's
get their
right.
taxes right,
That's
and they
right.
will let go of some of these properties.
That's right. For sure.
Yeah, they had really great deals at that Michigan auction.
Oh, I
Really,
believe it.
really great deals.
Oh, I believe it. I
Mhm.
mean, there. I tried to get the land lot beside one of my properties for $100, the $100 land lot deal, but my neighbor behind me got it. I said, "How, Sway?
Right.
How
Right.
y'all let them do me like that? Who I
Right.
gotta
Right.
talk to in
Right.
the county?" Uh,
Wow.
Now, so when you guys do buy these lands sight unseen, because you bought a majority of them sight unseen, do you do anything to them? Do you go send somebody to cut the grass, to take pictures? What do you do for them in general?
Yeah, so typically when we're evaluating a land deal, right, what happens is we go through the facts, right?
Hmm.
And this facts is, like we have two Z's, there's a double A inside of this facts, right?
Hmm.
So the first thing we check for is floodplain. The
Hmm.
other A stands for access. The other A is adjacent. The C stands for comps. The
Hmm.
T is for topography, and the S stands for slope. So primarily when we get these properties in, that is our first stage of due diligence. We go through a check to make sure all of those things pass as far as our inspection, right? Now, when we tell people that, we purchase these properties virtually, and we for sure do, here's what happens, right? If I needed boots on the ground per se, let's just say I'm in New York and I need somebody in Texas or whatever the case may be.
Right.
What we would do from that point on, right, is we would go straight to professional land brokers that are inside of that particular area, right? Now, a
Hmm.
lot of these land brokers have been doing land in these areas for 20, 30 years, and their level of expertise is beyond, or whatever the case may be. So what we'll do, I'll contact them and I'll tell them, listen, I'm a new investor inside
Hmm.
of this area. In the next month or two, I'm going to have about 20 to 25 deals. I'm looking to streamline my process in order just to deal with one person. I don't want to be jumping all around, dealing with 5 or 6 different realtors. Now, if you
Right.
will agree to go ahead and evaluate these properties just to ensure that I'm buying the right deal, I will go ahead and give you the listing for that particular property, because everybody knows
Mm.
realtors, land brokers make their money off of commission. No
Yeah.
commission, no deals, no commission. So this is one of the ways,
Hmm.
the strategic ways, how we go ahead and get land brokers to work with us and go ahead and be boots on the ground. Go ahead and check something out, maybe something that we can't see, all virtually while we sit at home. Basically, what we're doing is we're leveraging other people's time inside of that space. That's pretty much what we're doing. And on top of that, to get more directly to your question, we're not doing anything to the property, nothing,
I
because
love it.
we tend to keep them so short that there's no need to do anything to do anything with those properties. And one more thing I wanted to note too, right? Taxes. We just closed on a 30, 40 acre property, right? This is why the denominations are so low and why everybody should be involved in land investing. As far as a house, closing costs are usually 6 to 7% of the loan amount, right? When you're dealing with a 40 or 50 acre property, or even as in the rural America, or even 2 or 3 acre property, the closing costs are typically in between $1,700 to $1,800 to close the whole transaction,
Right.
which is
Woo,
significantly.
woo, woo. Back that up. Back it up.
Yeah,
Say it again slow for them.
yeah, for sure. The closing costs on land in these rural communities, right? Just
Hmm.
land, are typically about $1,700 to $1,800 full closing costs, everything. Now, if I'm buying a $500,000 or $600,000 house, you do 6 to 7% of the loan amount.
Hmm.
That's going to be your closing costs. So this is why the barrier to entry is lower and it's more accessible for more people to get involved in.
I love it. I love it. Listen, I already see you guys over 76 people already hit the link. I'm so proud of y'all checking it out. Listen, if you don't do nothing else, sign up for their webinar,
For
get
sure.
the access, get information to see if this is right for you. A lot of you are going to wait. Like, I'm going to wait to January, new year, new me. I'm going to wait till I get them taxes. But
Right, right, right,
listen,
right.
don't let, 200, $300, $400 stop you from being able to get yourself to the next level.
For
Again,
sure.
the game has always been assets. America
That's
since 1971 goes there. It's assets. It's an
mhm.
asset based society. This is why Indian Americans, Asian Americans come here and they really get straight to the land. They get to it. They ain't playing.
Yep, at
Um,
all.
And
so
taxes
I'm
on land is always going to be lower than traditional real estate.
For sure.
And I think a lot of people are so nervous because they're like, what about the closing costs? They just
Right.
told you how much the closing cost is. And
Of
also,
course.
you could also ask the local realtor that you get on the phone with, what do you think my closing cost for this area is going to be?
Right.
You can call people in the area you're looking to invest in.
For
Again,
sure.
these are rural areas, right?
For sure.
Rural areas, you guys. Don't miss over that part.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
I mean, we've done a lot of deals and never paid over $1,700 for
For
closing
closing
costs.
costs.
Never.
For sure.
yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Well, you let us know any other tips or tricks you want to drop to the audience. Let them know. Tell them where they can find you guys today on the internets.
Well, value is what we like to show when we
Mhm.
talk about land.
Right.
It's clearly not about the acre boys and our program. Our program is only as good as the investors inside of the programs.
Mhm.
And the key word was investors. We don't like the word mentee. We
Or
don't like the
students.
word
Yeah.
students.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is because that's what we do with our people in our program. We invest with them. We didn't talk about what we offer in our package, our gold package, which is we offer something that's called deal funding. So, for instance, one of our investors just closed yesterday on a deal. The deal was a buy for $7,000, sell for $32,000. The young lady didn't want to use her own personal money, her own $7,000. So the Acre Boys put up the $7,000 for
Wow.
her,
Mhm.
right? That makes us partners with JVing on the deal, joint venturing on the
Hmm.
deal. Once the property gets sold, let's say hypothetically it sells at 30 grand, that's 23,000 left on the table minus closing costs. Let's say there's a profit of 22, we'll get our initial 7 grand back and we'll split the 22,000 down, 22,000 down the middle. She'll take 11 and we'll take $11,000, and that's an infinite return for her because she didn't put any money up or she didn't assume any risk.
For sure.
And inside of that program, we have actual access to more money than we have deals. So
For
we're
sure.
actually looking for new investors to come in, learn the game, and don't worry about having money to find deals. Our biggest acquisition was a $3.4 million deal. And guess
Ooh.
what? How much money we put out of pocket? Absolutely none. $0.
Mhm.
We took advantage of other people's money. So the money is there. You just need to know how to become a professional deal finder. And once you find deals, we don't focus on one. Our motto is how many can we do in a calendar month? That's what we teach our class to
Right.
think like. How many deals can we do in a calendar month? And for those that want to hold on to it, deal funding is not there if you want to hold
Right
on
to
to
the
the land.
property. Yeah.
Right,
So
right. It's the
Oh,
velocity of money. Keep
yeah,
it
it's the
moving.
velocity of money. It's got to be doing the
I
summer
love it.
stuff.
Listen,
Yeah,
listen,
right.
you guys. Did you just hear what they just told y'all? They're partnering with their students to make sure they get funding for their projects. If you guys are looking for somebody to partner with you and help you get funding, drop a one in the comments, you guys, because I
So
know me. Hey, I'm always looking. Is there access to the money?
that's right.
We can sell that property. I'll find you some properties.
Because usually, Erica, what happens a lot, most people never start getting investing because of lack of capital. But
Mhm.
once I can take that excuse away, there is nothing else less. If you can find a quality deal that's under market value, we will definitely go ahead and get that deal funded. Now, you don't have to use our money. If you had your own money, you can go ahead and use that too. It's just, and it's nice to have an option if you chose to go ahead and take advantage of it.
I love it. Listen, you guys. Now you know, classy climbers. You know how we treat our guests. We always want to bump them up. When we see good stuff, we want to grow them. This is their Instagram page, Acre Boys with the 2 Z's. You already know what time it is. You guys don't fall for anybody else's page. This page
That's
right
right.
here.
That's
Well,
right.
we
Again.
have to put a disclaimer out on that. Only
Okay.
that page. Show them that spelling again, because
Oh
a
yeah,
lot
yeah. Acre
they have
Boys
a lot
right
of
here.
other pages. If it's spelled
I
anything
saw.
different than that, that's
Yes,
not the real
that's
page.
not the
That's
real
not them.
page.
y'all got to go ahead and get that. Pay for that check, man. You got to pay for that check.
Right. Well, now they have
Uh-huh.
fake accounts with blue checks now. I don't know
Man,
if
that's
you've seen that
crazy.
yet.
I
Yeah,
haven't. But that's why I
yeah,
did it, because they were like, Ericka, there's like 15 other. I'm like, listen, you know
right,
what I look like. You know what I'm doing.
right. Yeah, for sure,
I ain't
for
talking about no
sure.
crypto today. Ericka, stay bringing on the fire guests who can help our people. Thank you for sharing the game. Thank you, guys. I try to bring
That's
on
right.
men I see doing well in the community. And you guys, these guys mentor younger people. And y'all know that's my heart. There's always got to be somebody reaching out to the 15 to 25-year-olds who are
For
looking for
sure.
the lick, but we want them to get the legal lick. We want them to
That's right.
learn
There we go.
learn
That's right.
skills the right way. Like, hey,
That's
let me
right.
show you how to
That's
do
right.
it the right way. I
That's
know you
right.
want the trip to Miami, but let me show you how to actually afford the trip to Miami the
Right.
right
Yeah,
way.
for sure.
Yeah, we put a
Yeah,
couple
for sure.
different. Check this link. The last one. That's the Acre Boys one through there. But don't worry, we're gonna work on the link. We're gonna make sure the email list got the right link. Cause y'all mad with me about that link. I promise you, I'm putting the right link in.
Right.
Here's
Right.
also their YouTube channel, you guys. We always want to support. Again, my biggest thing is to grow the traffic of other people who are coming on here doing the positive work. This is again Acre Boys spelled like this.
Mhm.
Okay. Right now they got
TT.
2.4 thousand subscribers. We want them subscribers up to 3 grand by the night, y'all. Let's do them
Yeah,
right. Let's
for
show them what
sure. Let's
time it
go.
is.
Let's go. Let's get the numbers up.
We're gonna get them numbers up. We're gonna get them rolling. We're gonna get these thumbnails right. We're gonna get them rolling, you guys. So
Yeah,
let's
for sure.
listen. I be talking smack. Don't take it
Right.
personal. I'm
Listen.
from the Carolinas. We talk smack. Don't do it. Don't take it personal.
Yeah, for
But yeah,
sure.
you guys, listen, okay? Someone said I don't see the webinar. Go through the original link and see on there. Somebody said they subbed already. All right, thank y'all. Do it right. Help them out.
All right. That's
Let me
right. That's
see.
right.
I'll check the links again, y'all. But try the link I put in there for sure. The latest one I put in there. This happens every show, y'all. Ericka,
Right.
the
Right.
link, the
Right.
links. I'll take care of y'all. Y'all gonna get the right links today. So any other thing you want to drop us with? Man, y'all, you're helping your students, you
Yeah.
investing with your students, you
Yeah.
providing funding for them to do pretty quick flips here. So I
Yeah. For
like it.
sure. Definitely. Definitely.
Just in closing, we just spreading the word, just trying to get the message out there that there's a lot to do inside of the land space. There's a lot of opportunity, just more than enough to go around. We clearly can't buy it all. Half
sure.
of America is vacant and on sale. So I encourage people to just give it a strong consideration. It's a great opportunity to come in at any denomination, whether that's a couple of $100 or a couple of $1,000. There's a price point for everybody. And get the education so you're not out there buying the wrong thing. That would be my advice.
Yeah, for sure. Just to double down on something different, it's mindset. A lot of times when you come from certain communities, your level of access can be stunted, for lack of a better word, right? We live in just think about when I was growing up. We're living in an era now where you could go onto YouTube. There's so many different channels that you can tap into to go ahead and really get information, right? And find the right fit for you. Back in the days when I was growing up, that wasn't available unless I couldn't get to a mentor unless they were somewhere around me or whatever the case may be. I tell people all the time, Ericka, sometimes, we are so spoiled and don't even know it. A lot of us are spoiled because, one thing I always say, we live in New York, right? And in New York,
y'all got Wall Street.
Yeah, we got Wall Street now. Now here's the funny thing about it, Ericka. Now people from all around the world come and visit Times Square. Like you said, you're going to Rockefeller Center to go see the tree, right? But the people who live in New York don't value it the same.
Yeah.
And they're so privileged to be around it all the time that they don't even think that they're privileged anymore. And that's part of the issue. You know what I mean? So with that said, I think it's just know that I was studying a little bit earlier about how many countries that are illegal to actually start a business and everything belongs to the state. Like you don't realize that we privileged and we can open up an LLC anytime we feel like it, tap into shows like this and go ahead and get game from people that are really doing tangible things out there in the real world. I mean, this is just know y'all that we are privileged. I'm telling you, go around the world.
Listen,
you'll find out fast.
I've traveled majority of my life, military parents, dad born in Japan. We lived in Germany. We lived in Alaska. And I promise you, the majority of people don't get to travel or see the world. Y'all, it's a blessing. We have internet. I mean, there are people that look like us. And when you go to different countries, they don't have a choice but to be a janitor or other jobs that probably you wouldn't enjoy. And so it's like, I want y'all to understand, like, people are like dying to get here because they know if I just get here and I go to work a little bit, and I save a little bit of my money, I can start a business in America.
Yeah,
I
for
can
sure.
buy land in America. I can be a part of this American dream. And we sell the American dream all over the world harder than we do in our own country. And so
I'm telling you.
I got one more last. Some people coming in late, and a lot of y'all
Okay.
are subscribing to their page. Thank you. That's what I want. I want at least
Appreciate
1,000
that.
classic climbers by the end of the night to subscribe to their page. We want them to grow. We want them to get the shine they deserve. This person, just go over it one more time about the funding, just real quick. I got in late. Quick question: will you assist in just buying land the way you
Yeah,
just described it?
we really only invest in land. Sometimes we dibble and dabble in the house space, but pretty much just land is what we'll assist in buying.
And if they want funding to buy the land, that part about the
Oh,
funding.
if they want funding, and it's a credible deal, the beautiful part about our investors inside our program, they bring us our deals to their deals for us to evaluate.
Right.
So I know the deals are credible because I'm overseeing them before they go out the door.
Sure.
So that's the beautiful part about the program. However, you don't necessarily have to be in our program to bring us a deal to partner on. But being totally transparent, we get a lot of people sending us a lot of deals, and about 90% of them
never check out. Never check out.
Y'all y'all need to educate yourself first. Let them help you understand what a deal is.
Yeah, for sure. First and foremost.
Okay,
I think just because they really don't understand, maybe they get hyped and then they go pull off something off Zillow. It's like, this is retail.
Zillow is not the place to go and find land deals. Off-market deals, if you're going to bring them to us, is what we will invest in. All of our deals are off-market deals. None will ever be on Zillow.
For sure. At all.
All right, guys, this is what their YouTube channel looks like. Again, Acre Boys with the 2 Z's here, y'all. Don't forget, if it's spelled any other way than this, that ain't them.
That's not
we want to get them up 1,000 subscribers tonight. We already got about 10 of y'all subscribed. I want more.
Okay.
Give me more. Okay. This is also their Instagram page. What do we do here at the Classic Climb? We be good guests and we go and subscribe and help them grow. Why? Because people out here every day, people say, nobody's giving information, man. Nobody's helping anybody. Man, they just gave y'all 4 or 5, maybe 20 gems. Well, I just wrote a page full of notes for my for the blog tonight. Y'all better come on, pay attention now. Again, check them out right here. Acre Boys, don't get it no other spelling like this, the way you see it on the screen.
No dots, no periods, no slashes, no nothing.
Somebody already said, I got a deal for your consideration. Where can I submit it? We already ready to talk to y'all.
You could go ahead and email acreboys with 2 Z's at gmail.com.
All right. Did everybody hear that? Acreboys with 2 Z's at gmail.com. Again, we try to set them up right here. She said, thank you all. Thank you in the comments. Again, you guys drop a bunch of thank yous in the comments. We're going to close it out. So we respect their time because they got to teach their students.
Last but not least, we just want to say, we always say that to everybody we run across, it's one thing for us to have these conversations. Let's not just talk about it. Let's be about it. And you miss 1,000% of the shots that you don't take.
That's right.
And when you run across good information, it's equivalent of not hearing it if you don't act on it. So let's act on the information. If you thought what you heard was something that you feel like would be beneficial to you, act on the information and act on it immediately. That's what we say to our group. Move swiftly. That's how you miss good deals, when you don't move swiftly.
Yeah, for sure. And last but not least, Ericka, we appreciate you for bringing us on the platform. You know what I mean? We had a nice little meeting at InvestFest. We talked for a little while, and this was good. This was good.
I told people the best part of InvestFest was the vendor marketplace. That's where that business was. I'm there for business. Sure. What y'all there for?
That's for sure.
Gotta get in the room, right? You have to get in the room.
You gotta get in
the room.
That's for sure.
All right, I love it. Lots of thank yous. I don't know if y'all guys can see the comments. You should be able to see. Okay, good. All right, you guys.
Thank y'all for having us.
The Classy Climbers. I got to remember that. The Classy Climbers. That's right.
Classy Climbers, man. All right, you guys. Thank you supporting these guys. Listen, again, go check them out. Acre Boys with 2 Z's on Instagram and on YouTube. Subscribe to their channel. Give them comments. Go watch their content. Help grow. You want people to come on YouTube and give you good information, man. These guys, if you don't watch this video back again, y'all, they just gave y'all so many gems. Y'all go out, start running today. All right. So thank you guys for coming on, and I wish you guys will come back, maybe in a month or so, and kind of give us a vibe to see how many students came and enjoyed you guys' information.
100%.
For sure.
Oh,
All
for
right, you
sure.
guys. If you guys want them to come back, drop some ones in the comments and leave a message after the show renders. We always want to bring back great guests.
Yeah, I
Definitely,
want to
for
see
sure.
some 11s, some
Yeah,
111.
It's a 30-second delay, so sometimes it take a minute. They be
Yeah,
like, they be,
right.
behind. They be like 27 11s after we leave, right?
Yeah,
Somebody put
for
a
sure.
2. Man, that's a lot.
Out here,
We got
too
thank
good.
you, great show. Thank you, gentlemen. We got
Appreciate you.
subscribe. Thank you. We got a lot of good stuff. Thank you guys so much. Let me see in there. Whoops. I'm gonna scroll
Appreciate
down,
it.
make sure I let y'all shine. I try to let y'all shine on the screen a little bit. Somebody said I'm saving this for sure. Look, they give you all the ones. How about this? How about this?
Yeah. I like
All
that.
the
I
ones.
like that.
Somebody said they're gonna give you all the 2s.
Yeah.
Somebody give you
take that
some
too.
more ones. All the ones, okay? They're gonna give you all the ones. All right, you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you so
Let me
much.
just can
Go
I
ahead.
just say this?
Yeah, go ahead.
The majority of my group, 75% of my group are women. I don't know what it is about it. The women are actually taking action.
Yeah.
So fellas, if you're on
Yeah.
this call, where are you at? We need where the fellas at that want to get involved in land investing, because the women are running my group.
You want to know something funny?
No question about it.
Classy Climb is actually 75% men. Our YouTube channel is 75% men who are subscribed.
Wow, that's
And
crazy.
25% women. What's funny is you
Right.
see the women in the comments, but a lot of
Right.
times it's 75% men. And this is off
Wow.
YouTube analytics. This is
Wow.
off YouTube analytics.
Wow.
And so a lot of it, when I see our emails, is for men. So we just did an event in Atlanta. We had 60 seats sold.
Okay.
34 of the seats were men.
Hmm.
So the room was half and half. Anybody who was at the Atlanta event, it was half and half.
Let me tell you what our analytics are coming from, because Instagram has been one of our biggest platforms. Our analytics also say that our following is majority men, but who comes inside of our program is majority women. That's why I'm saying the guys are hearing the information and not moving on it. The women are hearing the information and they're making up their mind rather fast.
They like, let me take this $100 from this Beyonce ticket and give me this land. we gonna get them together. I got a friend or two. I want to put you on their platform and see if they pick up tonight. Let them know about you guys, because I think it's good work you're doing. So
yeah, for sure. Appreciate you.
All right, you guys. Listen, women's. I want y'all to get in there, men. I know y'all in these comments. Get in them webinars. So you guys, this is your girl Ericka from the Classy Climb blog. It is always a pleasure to be here. What is the Classy Climb? We're showing you how to make more money, invest the difference, and live well. And we want to thank our guest, Acre Boyz, for coming by to do just that.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys for having us.
Appreciate you.
Okay.
All right now.